Alright, to do Sheet 2, Gasket 2, you might recognize this one from AutoCAD. We drew this in AutoCAD. Now we're going to draw it on SolidWorks. So I'm going to start with these two circles that are 2.5 inches away from each other. So circle tool, front plane. I'm going to put one above the origin, two of them because we have the circle and we have the radius, and then I'll go two below. And I would recommend drawing a center line to connect the two to make sure that they are above each other. Smart dimension it 2.5. Smart dimension the circle. If you look at the handout, the diameter of this circle is 0.375. 0.375. Hit escape, control click on the two holes and make them equal. While we're at it, let's click off of that, control click on the outside two and make those equal. Even though they don't have a dimension yet, we can still make them equal. Go back to the handout. The one needs to be a radius of 0.5. Well, 0.5 plus 0.5 gives us 1. So radius of 0.5 is the same as a diameter of 1. So smart dimension on the outside circle, diameter of 1. Notice the bottom one changed with it since it was equal to the top one. Alright, the new tool underneath the circle tool is this perimeter circle. Click on that and it allows you to do two options. We're going to do this one. Click on one side, make it tangent. Click on the opposite side, make that tangent. And then we can put this on either side. We're going to put it on the outside. Now if I smart dimension this, it's going to give me a diameter. If I click on smart dimension and click on the circle, it's giving me a diameter dimension. If I trim it, trim entities, trim that part off, now when I smart dimension it, it's going to give me the radius, which is what I want, because the radius is right here, 0.75. So 0.75, and there we go. Now we're going to draw a center line from here over, smart dimension it, and make it 4. Okay, because it's 4 inches from the center of one to the center of the other side. And then we're going to, while I'm at it, I'm going to draw a center line straight over and line that up with the one below it. I could make these two equal, that way they can't change. And then draw two circles on the top, two circles on the bottom. Now, a good way to do this, since we already have them drawn on the other side, is to control click on the outside circles and make them all equal to one another. Click off of them, control click on the small holes inside, make those all equal together, and then you don't even have to add any more dimensions, you just make them equal. I'm going to zoom out, use that new tool, perimeter circle, click on one side, click on the opposite side, move it around so it gets kind of in between. You can see how you have to play with it a little bit. And while I'm at it, I might as well do these since I'm in that tool. I'm going to zoom out so you can put it right where I want it. Trim entities, trim out the part I don't want. For this one, since I already have it on this side, I can control click on the two and make them equal. Smart dimension this one. If we look at the handout, radius of 4. Control click on these two and make them equal. And then I got to trim out corners. So trim entities. Trim out the insides. You can see that it's turning yellow, and that's because we use the equal relationship. Sometimes that equal relationship gets in the way. So I'm just going to delete the equal relationship. And it's gone. It doesn't look like it's gone, but it is. Sometimes you have to refresh the screen. Alright, now I need to do the slots down the center. If you look at the handout, it's 1.5 over, and then from the center of the one to the center of the other side is 1.5. So I'm going to go from the midpoint, 1.5 over. Smart dimension at 1.5. And then I'm going to go a center line halfway down and halfway up. So I'm right here. I need to go down half of 1.5, which would be 0.75. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to draw a second one. Smart dimension this. What did I say? 0.75. Smart dimension this one, 0.75. You could also just make them equal. Put circles on the ends. Make the circles equal to one another. Smart dimension one of the circles, which is a radius of 0.141. Smart dimension. Now it's giving me the diameter, so what I could do is click on the circle and do the radius over here. 0.141. And now when I go to smart dimension it, I can just don't have to do the calculations. Connect them with a line, quadrant to quadrant. Do the same on the opposite side, quadrant to quadrant. Trim it out, trim entities. Make sure you get both parts. Okay, I'm going to try a little trick here. I'm going to draw a center line down the center of my part. Further off. That's not good. I might have a mistake here somewhere. Let's see, is that 4? It's 4. Oh, this isn't tangent. How'd that not get tangent? There we go. I don't think this is tangent here either. Something happened with my parts here. That's the kind of stuff you gotta be careful. Tangent there, tangent there, tangent there, tangent there. Double check that. Make sure those are tangent, because mine were not. Instead of drawing this again over here, I'm going to use that mirror tool. Mirror entities. Select what I want to mirror. And then where am I going to mirror it on? I'm going to mirror it on that center line I made. Hit the check mark. That's a lot easier. Exit the sketch. Make sure sketch 1 is selected in your tree. Features tab. Extruded boss base. It should detect it. You might need to click inside the body to help it along. And the handout says the thickness is the default 0.10. 0.10, hit OK. And there you have it. Put it in the title block and print.